Okay, so I'm back, and I've got a direction that I'm going in. I'm going to turn this channel into something woodworking related. So I've got a few projects that are lined up, but woodwork is my passion. It's the thing I did when it was the thing that got me into the job that I'm into now, which is working on the big luxury boats. But believe it or not, a lot of the stuff that goes on the boats is not actually made of wood. It's made out of fire-resistant materials. Wood is not obviously fire-resistant, so you end up working with composites and aluminium and stuff like that, and it just doesn't. It's not the same as wood. So yeah, this channel is going to be dedicated to using some of that knowledge that I've made and acquired through the yacht building, and it's going to be making woodworking projects. And in this first video I'm going to show you how I'm going to convert all this mess and chaos which I've got here into a little woodworking, like a mini woodworking workshop. So let's start off over here. Over there in that corner there I've got a little CNC machine, so I can do projects and things like that that require really high precision. It's got a bed of about, I think, 500 and 400, something like that. So it's a fairly reasonable size. It uses a program called Mach 3, and then I use on my computer another program called Fusion 360, so I can show you all that as well at some point. Over here is my drill press. I've got a little drill press. It's nothing special, but it does the job. Over here I've got two machines. This one here is a bandsaw, obviously, and at the minute it doesn't work. I got this off eBay really cheap. I think it was like 40 euros. But it needs some work doing to it, which I'm going to be doing, and it's going to be one of my project videos. And behind it I've got a Ryobi, it's like a chop saw, but it's also got a table on the top. I'll do a video on that as well and show you that. So yeah, they're the basic machines that I've got at the minute to do my woodworking stuff. Another thing I thought about doing is over here next to my drill press, I've got a little bit of space here. At the minute it's just full of junk and whatnot. I'll get to that in a minute. But I've thought about putting a lathe there, so doing maybe some lathe projects in the future. That's something that I might visit at some point this year, next year, I don't know. Soon, next week, I don't know. So the plan for today is to get rid as much of the rubbish in here as I can. So I'm going to sort through as much of it as I can and just get rid of a lot of it. A lot of the stuff over here is like RC stuff. One of my hobbies is RC, so I fly RC planes like this thing here, which unfortunately has had a minor incident here. It wasn't me. And yeah, so I'm going to be sorting through all my RC stuff, and there's more of it behind me up there, and trying to put that to one side and making this now more of a woodworking area where I can still do my RC stuff if I want to. This is a channel that I did a few years back. It was called Let's Make, and I made like little electronics projects and whatnot. I can show you some of that as well at some point in the future, but that is something that required a lot of work to make one video that not many people watched. So this is the thing, I'm doing this for me. I'm not doing this, sounds selfish, but I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for me. I like working with wood, so I'm going to make a little woodworking workshop, and I'm going to do woodworking projects. So like I say, this video this week is going to be tidying up, because as you can see there is rubbish everywhere, and I'm going to go to the dump. I don't know if I can film in the dump, but I'll try and maybe show you the dump. And why would you want to see a dump? I'm not showing you the dump. So I'm going to tidy up this week. Next week I'm going to show you some of the projects that got me into woodworking. So there's some of my, I wouldn't say, well, my inspiration for now. I'm sort of inspiring myself through my projects that I used to do. Things that I've done in the past is inspiring me to do it now, do this now. So that's what next video is going to be about. But for this video, tidy up. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave it there. I've pretty much done the whole day just sorting out stuff. I've still not gone to the dump. I've got to go and do that now. But now it's dark, so I'm not going to be able to film anything of that. Pretty much you can see the shelves behind me are empty. Yeah, just been sorting crap out all day. We're going to get into some woodworking projects, but obviously I've got to get my stuff sorted out first. One thing I did want to show you was something that I found, and I've got it on the table down here. I found it in some boxes and whatnot while I was sorting out. Really cool. So let me just flip the camera around. I found these traditional German planes, and they were just stuck in a box up in one of the cabinets up there, and it's a real shame just to have them I think they're beautiful anyway, just as they are. I mean, look at this one here for making like a rabbit. Traditional German planes, and I'm gonna try and. My idea is eventually to have all of this stuff sort of on this back wall back here. You can see there's a big wall, and at the minute there's still some of my RC stuff up there, and a little tool thing there for RC tools. But my idea is to make like a tool wall here, so I'm gonna have maybe like some more woodworking tools over there. That's the idea, and obviously, hopefully, them planes, they can go on there too. Now, I think when I'm ready to actually start doing my woodworking, the first thing I'm going to do is these things here. And these are shelves to go on the side of a bed. Now, I made a bed a while back. And again, it was a woodworking project which I could have filmed and documented. But I'll do a quick video on the bed and how I made it. I've not got any photos or footage of how it was made. But I can sort of walk you through it on Fusion 360 and show you what I did and how I did it and whatnot. But yeah, these are some side tables that go on there. So that will probably be the first project, because it's going to be a simple project. It's going to be something I can do in a day, and I can also explain the bed at the same sort of time. So it'll probably be quite an easy video to do at the beginning for me. Okay, so there's two projects here which I'm going to be working on in the future. This one here is going to be, well, it is a cyclone, which combined with a dustbin that's down there, I'm going to have and make my own sort of dust collection system. And the main reason for that is for the CNC, which is over there. That makes a lot of dust, and it really needs something that can collect the dust. So I'm going to do an episode on that as well, which is coming up. This is going to be an episode as well, the bandsaw, and basically I've got to get it working. There's a wheel up here which needs re-spinning and sort of flattening out. It needs some new rubbers around the rings, but yeah, theoretically it's a good bandsaw because it's got the variable speed and whatnot. It's an old bandsaw, which means it's built really robust. It's solid metal, but yeah, it needs a bit of work and whatnot. So that's going to be something that we're going to visit in the future as well. Now I know I've got a long way to go to get to where I want to be, but I'm going there, and it's going to be a great journey, and I want you along for the ride with me. So please subscribe, and I'll see you next week, where I'm going to be talking about my inspiration, what inspires me, and what I've done in the past that has inspired me to do what I'm doing now. So subscribe, and I'll see you next week.